everyone, it's Zoe and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you liked today's video. Let me know how I get on in the comments, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe, and if you want to see how we did this makeup look, then keep watching. The only thing I've done so far is filled in my brows as usual, and I've used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in chocolate, and then I've used the Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade medium brown. I'm using the Decay Naked Concealer to prime the eyelids first. Now that we've primed, I'm going to be using a mixture of these shades here from my Makeup Geek palette, and I'll tell you which ones they are as we go along. So I'm going to start off by using Peaches and Cream first, and I'm applying this into the crease as our transition shade. Would you believe me if I told you I've just filmed this whole eye look? And I didn't realise that the camera wasn't recording. So this is my second attempt of filming today's tutorial, so at least I've had a practice. Next I'm using Chickadee, which is a really nice mustardy orange, and I really like to use this as a transition shade because I think it really complements browns, and we're going to be using all brown shades today. I'm just going to keep taking a big fluffy brush and just buffing out the edges. I've just recently bought some new Morphe brushes, so I'm testing them out today, so I'll let you know how I go on with them. They feel really nice, so I'll probably do a review on these as well. Next I'm going in with Creme Brulee, which is another shade that I always end up using. And we're going to start darkening out this outer corner now. So the more darker shades we use, the more into the crease we want them. We don't want to be blending them out too much, because we want the whole look to be dark to light. And the lid is going to be quite dark as well, so you want a nice gradient of shades. Next I'm going in with Cocoa Bear, which is a really reddish brown. So I'm going to use this on the outer lid and then start working it into the crease. Then I'm going to move on to the Stila in the light palette, and I'm going to be using Sandstone first, which is the dark brown. And I want to keep this right into the crease. And then I'm just going to take more of a defined brush, and I'm going to use a little bit of Creme Brulee and start working it in here to just help blend these shades out a little bit more. For the lid I'm using Latte, which is more of a cool tone brown, and I'm just using a little shade brush to help pack that on. And I'm just applying this to the lid and up to the crease. To intensify the lid colour more, I'm going to be using a Dazzle Dust from Barry M, and it's in the shade 53, and this is a really nice metallic brown. First I'm going to use some of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue, and I'm just going to use my finger and pat this all over the lid, everywhere where we want the loose pigment to sit. To apply the pigment I'm going to be using a flat brush, and I'm going to spray it first with some Fix Plus because this will help get as less fallout as possible. And I have already tipped this over once and made a right mess, so I'm careful this time. And then I'm patting it everywhere over the lid that I want it. And this is why it's always a good idea to do eyes first, because you're always going to end up getting fallout. I'm going in with Cocoa Bear again, just to help darken this outer corner a bit more. Okay, moving on to liner, we're going to be using the Eye Studio by Maybelline, and we're going to be doing a strong wing, so I always start in the centre of the eyelid. Now, starting on the under eyes, I'm going to use a lot of the same shadows that we used on the top. And I'm starting by using Creme Brulee on a flat shader brush, and I'm buffing that along the lower lash line. Before we go any further, I'm just going to take a wipe and just wipe away any of the fallout that we don't want. Feels better. I'm using Cocoa Bear now, closer towards the lash line. And then I'm going in with Sandstone, which was the more cool tone brown from the Stila palette. And I'm just using some of that in the outer corner. Now I'm going to line the top and lower waterline with MAC's Costa Riche eye pencil. Now I'm just going to quickly apply some lashes and mascara, and I'll be back in one sec. So I've applied my mascara and lashes, and for mascara I use the Maybelline the Falsies mascara, and the lashes that I've used are the Huda Beauty, and they are the style Scarlett. So moving on to face now, I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation, and I'm just taking that on my beauty blender, and you know the drill by now. I am applying this all over my face. I am still trying to like this foundation. I'm not a massive fan, but everybody else seems to really like it. So I keep trying it in hope that I'll like it. For concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer, and I'm actually using two shades today because I think the light one is going to be a little bit too light. So I'm going to mix Light Warm, which is the lightest shade, and Medium Light Neutral. And I'm only going to use a small amount of the darker one. And then just blend that out. To set the under eyes, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and for the rest of the face I'm going to use the Urban Decay Ultra Definition Loose Finishing Powder. The under eye, I'm using my beauty blender and just patting this underneath. And then for the rest of the face, I'm just using this fluffy brush. Now I am looking a little bit like a ghost now, so I'm going to use my Hoola bronzer just to start warming up the face. Then I'm going in with MAC's Give Me Sun. For blush, I'm using this peachy shade from Illamasqua and it's in the shade Lover. And for highlighter today, of course, I'm using Champagne Pop as usual. I'm also just going underneath the brows with this as well. Just for a little highlight. Moving on to lips, and I'm using MAC Soar Lip Pencil first to line them. And then I'm going to fill them in with the Gerard Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Serenity. So that completes today's look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you did and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!